you're not supposed to notice the visual effects. When you set out to make the most authentic racing film ever made, the most important work isn't what you see, it's what you don't.
Well, let's see what you got.
To put you inside a Formula One car at speed, visual effects supervisor Ryan Tudhope and his team seamlessly blended shots of Brad Pitt and Damson Idris's high-speed stunt driving with real Formula One broadcast footage, using highly detailed digital skins.
Yes! Let's go!
The result? Shots from real Formula One races, reconstructed frame by frame with razor precision, putting underdog Sonny Hayes directly in the danger zone.
No pressure.
None. You'd never have a clue that 6 Formula One circuits were scanned using an 8-camera array system, allowing for millimeter-accurate match animation of racing environments for every track scene in the film, placing you, the audience, in the middle of the on-track action around the globe.
Yeah!
In fact, you'd have no idea that the alchemy of the film's most jaw-dropping moments, the carbon fiber shatter, debris, sparks, tire deformation, and engine smoke are all rooted in real racing incidents. Hundreds of hours of footage studied to portray Pierce's exhilarating Monza race and Hayes' near-fatal Vegas spin-out, revealing the true violence of speed. You wouldn't notice any of it. Instead, you simply experience it. The heart-pounding action. The moving performances.
I climbed a mountain to get here, bro.
The feeling of being dropped headfirst into the driver's seat, flying down the track at 200 miles an hour. Because what you don't see is what it takes to make F1 the most authentic racing film ever made.
Formula One is a global sport, so we made sure that we actually went to these real places to shoot. We didn't shoot this all in one location to make it look like different places. We went to different tracks around the world and captured the unique flavor of each of these places. We couldn't have pulled it off without the tight partnership with Formula One. The access they gave us was more than I could have ever dreamed of. We had a garage for Apex GP between Ferrari and Mercedes during the Silverstone Grand Prix.
They slot us in between Ferrari and Mercedes, and you go, are you kidding me? Are you really? It's almost embarrassing.
Because of the way the pits at Silverstone were organized and laid out, it just so happened that the Apex garage was right in the epicenter, right in the middle of the action. You couldn't have really immersed them more centrally in the actual event.
The Formula One teams were extremely supportive of our project. We were shown inside teams' garages. We were given a guide to how it operates and the logistics of getting the teams in and out, and all these other things that we're now more expert in.
He's coming in, let's go!
Our production designers did an incredible job creating an Apex version of the garage, which looks and feels like a real Formula One garage, but at the same time felt unique to our team and kind of its design and styling and color palette.
When I walked into the Apex garage for the first time and saw it for real, having seen the plans, having seen the models, it was a real moment of pride to see that come to life.
The attention to detail was pretty astonishing. If you opened any drawer, you know, there was the full set of tools. All the monitors had data that you would see in Formula One.
They know exactly what they're doing, and their authenticity has been a key word for them from the word go.
It really does make a difference.
Purple Sector 1, best one yet.
Car feels good.
When you put actors in a place that feels so authentic, I do feel like it informs their performance.
They made the set look so real. For me, it was especially important because that was where my first scene was. So, yeah, they did 80% of the job for me.
We were given access to not only front of garages, but the back of house, which no one gets to see, not even the other teams.
Oh, my goodness!
The most gratifying thing was seeing other Formula One teams and team principals come in and admire everything and say they want to take some ideas from it. So that was the ultimate stamp of approval.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Lewis walked in, a couple of the Mercedes mechanics walked in.
This is better than my garage.
It was so well put together, very high tech. For a second, I was like, I want to be on the Apex team.
Oh, the garage looks amazing.
So that's kind of a nice endorsement for our garage.
Very cool.
We ended up at the McLaren headquarters, which gave us the exterior of the Apex factory.
Boy, look at my son.
Huh?
Hey.
That's the one. Then we went to Mercedes to do the factory floor. Their factory floor was fascinating and interesting, where the cars actually are made and assembled. And then we went to Williams for the wind tunnel. And what we soon realized was there were aesthetic connective tissues between each of these places. They don't feel like different spaces, they feel as one.
Everything you're seeing is real. It is a part of our world. The real brief from the outset, from everyone was, we want this to be as authentic as possible.
To be able to shoot in a facility like this where real F1 cars are tested has been amazing. This is a model of our Apex Formula One car, which Williams built for us.
Williams helped us make a 60% scale model of the Apex track car. They adapted a model that they have and use to calibrate the wind tunnel, and they essentially added bodywork pieces to it. So when you watch that scene in the film, it is a pretty faithful replication of the Apex car that we have designed.
And action.
It's a huge boon for us to be able to go down to that level of accuracy.
Sorry, hi. What you working on?
I'm working on a new front wing concept, trying to pick us up a 10th or so.
We really did want to film in some very secret spots at Mercedes. We did manage to film in their simulator that their Formula One drivers use to train in, which looks like nothing else I've ever seen.
What was time?
He found half a second.
The racing simulator that the drivers train on has never been seen publicly before. Gave us incredible behind-the-scenes access. Being able to work with Mercedes and McLaren and Williams and use actual employees who work for the team in some of these scenes has been incredible. What's really fun about Formula One is every race has its own distinct quality. Silverstone is where the first Formula One race was held, and it has all this history.
So we're here at Silverstone filming the F1 movie. It's been an amazing day. It's very cold, a bit windy. In the pit lane, it's very strange to be back here when I'm not in racing.
I will always be very emotionally drawn to Silverstone for what it meant for me with the crowd, shooting the first scene together with Brad and Tobias, and what it meant for me to put my feet on the ground for the first time on such a historical, unique racetrack.
The stadium in Mexico City that they drive through has this incredible energy unlike anything else.
We filmed the scene with Sonny climbing out of his car at the end of the race in front of 30,000 fans. It was just such an incredible moment.
Spa is one of the most famous turns in motorsport.
It is phenomenal. You stand at the bottom of it, you look up Eau Rouge, and as they go by, it sucks the air out of your lungs.
Being in Vegas was just extraordinary. It was so immersive. The track was great.
Las Vegas is like a sci-fi movie, you know, going down the strip at 200 miles an hour. Abu Dhabi, it feels like, you know, you're 10 years in the future when you're there, just because of the incredible architecture and construction.
The luxury to be in Abu Dhabi the day of the race, where the real winners of F1 championship of that year are going to get in the podium. And then, seconds after, Brad, Damson, me, to be able to get in that podium, it is something extraordinary.
I'm not sure how still we got away with it, but everyone at F1 were so giving and opened up all the doors. By the end of it, a year and a half later, it just felt like our own backyard. We had a lot of laughs, and we felt oddly a part of it.
Filming across the world on race weekends as the 11th team has been really cool. It's been quite a journey.
I happened to have the email of Lewis Hamilton. The first thing I did once I got this idea was I sent an email to Lewis and just said, I want to make a film in this world. I want it to be the most authentic racing film ever. Would you be interested in helping me do that?
The #1 driver, 7-time world champion, is Lewis Hamilton. You had to have Lewis Hamilton involved in this.
Joe and Jerry asked me to come on board, and I jumped at the opportunity.
And that kind of started this whole journey.
I remember getting the script for the first time and then sitting down with Joe and Jerry and just talking about how important the authenticity is.
Lewis Hamilton, he lives and breathes that world every single day, and the authenticity of it, that's something that was important to me, and it was very important to him as well.
Lewis was the perfect guardrails we have to tell this story to keep it legit.
From his point of view, there's never been a film that got it exactly right, either in terms of the speed or the reality of the world.
When you look at a lot of the other Formula 1 or racing movies, the speed part and also the racing part has been really hard to capture. Being able to film at real races, it's like unheard of. And the technology that Joe used when he did Maverick, he's able to bring that technology into this, but also develop it and take it to another level.
What's crazy is you don't see the camera on the other car. It's small. I mean, it's about this size.
With these cameras and with this amazing crew, what Joe's able to do is capture real-life, real-time speed. It's so much more advanced than what you're watching when you're watching a race during the weekend. The footage really is so much more raw, and you really feel like you're in the car.
Lewis, he's been in every step of the process from, you know, creating the story, writing the script, what gear you should be in going into, you know, turn 6 in Silverstone.
He'll be like, no, that's turn 6, you need to be in 5th gear, that's 4th. Put it in 5th. And he knows by sound.
He's been an incredible resource every step along the way to get it right.
And that led us to a place where we finally got our actors. He put together this eclectic group that had to actually become pit crew in training and figuring out how to change tires and about the engines and travel with us to these different races.
I really wanted to make sure the cast was diverse. You know, the aerodynamicist, for example, she also works in strategy, and one of the mechanics that's in the pit stop is a woman. I want people that are watching to be like, oh, there's a place for me there.
When we were interviewing people that worked on Formula 1 teams, we met some female engineers that worked on the cars, and they were inspiring to me. The whole notion of Kate riding her bike to work so she could feel the wind in her hair and better understand the job she's doing on the car was inspired by a real engineer that we met at Mercedes.
I did work a lot with Bernie Collins, who is an Irish lady who did have my job. So it was amazing to play that on screen.
When people are watching the races, you turn on and you see a car going around, but there are so many stories within the sport.
It's like watching an entire lifetime of great highs and gut-wrenching losses. There's more going on than just the sport itself.
I never in a million years thought I'd get to work with Brad Pitt. He's done an amazing job. He really, really brings a huge amount to the character of Sonny. He's got an underlying ability, actually, to really drive. Now you're going to come and see a great like Brad demonstrating what it's like to be a racing driver.
These Formula One drivers, they're real athletes. People don't realize, and it's something that Lewis really wanted me to put in the film, the forces on their body, the heart rate, the cardio of resisting 5 or 6 Gs, corner after corner, hour after hour, it's much, much more difficult than you could realize.
When you first experience downforce, like even in this, it's shocking.
The mental challenges that we go through as racing drivers, the speed in which you're taking information in, also the effect of the body, how strong the brakes are, the G-forces, and that's what you get to see in the film. It is the most authentic racing movie that's ever been made. What I love is you feel the speed, that drama is right there. There's a real grit and fight within these two drivers. Finally, people get to feel what it's like to be a racing driver.
When it's all said and done, you know, I hope audiences get at least a fraction of what Lewis is experiencing when he's in a Grand Prix.
The expertise that he's brought to this thing and keeping us honest, this movie could not have been made without Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Formula One history is filled with stories like this. Teams that come out of nowhere and somehow find a way to innovate or pull off a miracle and win. It was a nice parallel to the filmmaking process.
On the face of it, Formula One teams and movie crews look like they're entirely different entities. Scratch the surface and there are so many similarities in the way they operate. Underlying everything, this ability to pivot and respond very quickly to new challenges and unexpected challenges.
This job's completely unique. I'd never thought I'd find myself, you know, trying to record dialogue at a live F1 track. Fairly hostile environment, really, with all the noise that's going on and the radio frequencies from the cars, other film crews. We've been using Simon RF's Cobham video transmitters to transmit sound of the cars back to me. Electrical department, props, costume, everybody. Everyone's helped facilitate the sound capture on the project.
I think audiences are going to get a perspective of what it's like to be in one of these machines. The sound, it's what you're seeing, the feeling. We used every tool we could to capture that. So on this film, we needed to place the recording unit somewhere on a car that has no storage space. I mean, it's just enough room for the driver.
Now we have 16 different angles on the car. It's the first time we've ever had a remote camera that can turn and move.
I mean, if you look at this camera body, that's 4K. This is like cutting edge. This one moves 360. You can catch us, you can catch one of the other drivers. The same thing. This one fully rotates. And then this one back here, it's really nice because when you see the tire hit some bumps, you'll also see the steering wheel at the same time.
So we're receiving the pictures from the cars are beaming pictures to our receive sites around the circuit, and then comes back to mission control. But the pitch quality we get is exceptional, and that allows the director to see exactly what he wants when he needs it, and the exact depth of field and everything, which is something quite special for them.
We wrote some software, and sure enough, we've been able to, talk to the cameras and talk to the lens control. Everything you see that's on the car in the RF, pretty much we've built. And just, specifically to fit this car.
We definitely wanted to be able to show that our actors are in the middle of a race.
Putting it on was one thing, and then the next thing was being able to drive at 200 miles an hour and have it manage all the vibrations and not translate to the image. So, this is, I don't know if you could see it, but there's a little bit of vibration isolation here. And it is all manually done based on the kind of tires we have and how rough the track is.
Having the likes of Joe there to push us the boundaries of what we can do and what we're allowed to do, and we say we can go more, he's quite happy us going more, and yeah, it's been amazing.
We've been rehearsing and testing for months. Sometimes things don't go exactly as you planned, but in those moments, sometimes you get more than what you hope for.
We are capturing and driving the cars that Brad and Damson are in, so it's sort of an extension of their characters.
Sonny's first test sequence in front of the Apex crew. He's going to catch a snap, go into the wall at almost 100 miles an hour. It's going to be an unmanned car, remote driven by our stunt driver, Craig, and we got 2 shots at that.
I think it was one of our most ambitious stunts that we've done on the movie. Got it sideways and got the rotation enough for Joe and visual effects to cut into to create the spin to a stop with Brad.
Yeah, we got the shot, so it's amazing.
When you're part of a Formula One team, you're part of 700, 1,000 people who are all working in their specific areas towards one common outcome, and that's to get a Formula One car and its driver over the line first. Now looking at how a movie production works, it's so similar. There are hundreds of people who are specialists in their field who all come together to create one moment.
So there was a lot of innovation I think we did in order to shoot this the way we did. And I do believe that through problems, you come up with solutions that, in the end, can make a film better than what you originally set out to do.
Brad and Damson have genuinely, hand on heart, been driving quicker than any near normal human being will ever get to drive.
You know, I started up a kid, like dirt bikes, and I really got heavily into MotoGP.
Yeah.
And then I started veering into F1, and then now here we are.
I went on the simulators before any audition. I even created a character.
Comfortable, get them consistent in doing high speed. After that, we started bringing cars in closer to them, getting to look where they need to be looking.
Brad, he's one of those, like, freakishly talented guys.
Luch was my guy. He was F2 world champion. We just had a wealth of knowledge at our fingertips.
Driving with Damson Idris's
abdominals and his neck.
You have the actors, we cast the movie, but you got to build the cars. So we were very fortunate because Mercedes designed our car. It is sleek, it is beautiful, and I'm sure they're cutting to it right now, so you can see how beautiful the car is.
We're running a Mechachrome F2 car, no power steering. And, it's been stretched. Mercedes did our aero package.
We took a Formula 2 chassis and a Formula 2 competition engine, and I stretched it by 200 millimeters to make it almost look like a Formula 1 car.
One of the Apex cars we built was an electric car, which was perfect for pulling in for a pit stop, pulling out, backing up, and doing it over and over.
F2 engines are very finicky, and you can't start them over and over again.
25 pit stops in one go. A Formula 1 car would have exploded by then. All my hair would have fallen out.
So we have, I think, probably the first and only electric.
At Silverstone, race weekend, in front of 120,000 fans.
To just see that, we knew we were creating something that's going to stand the test of time.
It was just surreal. It was absolutely surreal.
Silverstone is where the first Formula One race was held, and it has all this history.
I remember just feeling like we're on hallowed ground. We are stepping into a sport that is so revered, and we just wanted to make sure we didn't get in anyone's way.
So we start filming here at Silverstone.
I promise you we're going to do our best to do you guys justice.
There's no way we could have made this film without the tight partnership with Formula One. You know, without the access we had, there's no way we could have pulled these scenes off. The access to the races, the access to the track, you know, we were able to shoot during the national anthem standing next to the drivers.
We have a lot of the F1 drivers in the film. Once they saw what we were doing, they were all in. You were all our partners in this. Thank you for allowing us in.
It is as authentic a racing movie has ever been. The journey from getting the script for the first time to being here at Silverstone, super embedded into this environment, is just incredible.
We had to prove to F1 that we could slot ourselves into the race weekend without cocking up their programming, because it is military precision, it is to the minute.
The timeline is precise, there is no wiggle room.
So there's a lot of pressure just to get it right.
By painstakingly going through all the what-ifs and plan Bs and plan Cs and many, many rehearsals, everyone got to a point so that we could be confident that nothing we did would compromise the integrity of the race.
This will be live, so we can't just cross over.
Having minutes to shoot a scene versus all day required us to make adjustments on our side, but at the same time, it infused the filmmaking process with this kind of energy that I hope you can feel on screen, because what you're seeing is real.
We're filming live.
That was it. No more than 2 takes.
You have to sort of nail it.
It was sort of like doing theatre on steroids.
If we get it, we get it. So you had to be on it.
It's a lot of pressure. I got really nervous. You know, the national anthem, for one, was a big one.
It's you, Verstappen's next to you.
And then being at the end for the grid start, you know, I'm right behind the cars.
It was all planned, but no one knew if it was going to work. It was a first time for everyone.
That kind of pressure on a scene gives it its own momentum, its own energy.
And it's like everything's on the line, and I think people are going to feel that.
We also had to work with our broadcast team to make sure that the international feed, the global broadcast, kept clear and deconflicted with that action. So if you were a fan watching at home, you would have had no idea that those 2 Apex cars were on the grid. Of course, if you're in the grandstand, you could see it.
Even our crew had to wear a costume because we had to blend in.
The whole world of news was there. That scene was incredible.
And then when it came to the actual national anthem, you know, I had Brad on my left and Verstappen on my right. And I remember asking him, I was like, when you guys sing the national anthem, do you put the race suit up or do you like have it down? Like, what'd you do? And he was like, either's fine, like it's okay, it's fine. And I was like, okay, cool. For me, it was my favorite day on set.
We've pulled off something that's never happened in filmmaking before. We were all so pumped, and it was just such a magical experience. We honestly felt like a real team.
And we just burst into this unplanned chant.
And I got honestly goosebumps.
It was magical, that's what it was.
I think after that first Silverstone race, that certainly was a little bit of a test run, but that first weekend went so well that after that, you know, I think they got more and more used to us being around.
The whole sport being on board. I was just really proud.
By the end of it, we felt oddly part of it.
Having Damson and Brad both drive on the track this weekend in our car that we built, getting footage for this story is amazing. It was definitely one of the most intense days I've ever had on a film set, but the energy of the crowd, the cars, standing next to all the F1 drivers, and then having Damson and Brad there with them, that was one of those moments I'll never forget.
You don't have table reads at Silverstone. Even if the film is set in Silverstone, you don't have to have the table read at Silverstone.
What was going through my head at the table read in Silverstone? Don't get fired.
I haven't been to Silverstone since I worked it as a waitress when I was 16. To walk in there again on a complete equal level with these amazing, talented heroes, it was so surreal, but it was so exciting.
Brad was there, Javier was next to him. You know, Kerry, like the names just mind-boggling. It was just, you know, it's just one of those pinch me moments.
For the collective production that was happening, for me, what it felt like was being at the top. There's no kind of higher version of a table read, really. It was, yeah, it was fantastic.
It's mad, it's just a mad, but then also it felt really relaxed. We felt really at ease.
I'm thinking, okay, great, this could be really, really fun to sit in and watch a table read. And then Joseph says, okay, well, here's your script, and you're going to be doing the table read, which absolutely knocked me for six, because who gets to do that in their life? I did not want to screw it up, and the pressure just skyrocketed.
But no, I really just wanted to do a good job. I knew that this was, for an actor, one of the biggest opportunities that I would see in my career.
All right, well, welcome everyone. This is a very exciting day. Feels like we're really kicking off the movie here.
And then we have to go around the table and everyone introduces themselves.
I'm Joe Kaczynski. I'm Brad.
Being there amongst these incredible actors.
I'm Javier, and I play Ruben.
It was, that was incredible.
I'm Kim, I'm playing Casper.
I'm Carrie, and I'm playing Kate.
I'm Damson Idris, and I'm playing Joshua, and I'm a Virgo.
I think I was a little embarrassed that I was wearing my reading glasses. But I had the job at that point, so I thought, whatever, I'm just going to put on my glasses because it's more relaxing.
Jerry Bruckheimer, one of the producers, but I want to thank everybody. First of all, we got a phenomenal cast. We got a great director, and I'm just so thrilled about everybody who's put this movie together so far. Can't wait for us to start. So excited. Thanks, everybody.
We're gonna have some fun. This one's fun.
From the very beginning, everyone's coming together, and that kind of started this whole journey. Since then, it's been an amazing experience.
Here we go.
When you make a movie like this that's so immersive, it's fun to watch how the cast can kind of become their characters. We're traveling around the world together, going to all these races, shooting on the pit wall during real races. It is like we became a real team.
It's just a nice vibe, man. Everyone kind of feels connected in some way. There's a lovely camaraderie. It feels like a family.
To feel that energy of creative something together, really encouraging each other to go whatever it takes us. And that's beautiful.
Kim Bodnar, who plays my boss.
Are you insane?
I just love him so much. He has so much energy and so much love.
I just feel that we are the family, that we have known each other for so long. It's very strange, but that's how it feels. And that's a lovely feeling.
I know, trust me. And this movie very much felt like that. It felt like we were all one and we were all together and we all wanted to make it work and do our best.
It's been very exciting working with the team making this film. I feel like there's a lot of dedication, a lot of passion to make it right. Yeah! So in that way, it does feel like a proper sort of love letter to the sport. It feels like everyone's shooting really high, and that's always fun to be a part of.
Teamwork is literally what it's all about, and friendship. And it shows through what this team has been through to where they end up together. And it's brilliant to work on, and it's brilliant to see.
I can't say enough about our cast. They stuck with us for 1.5 years, and it was awesome.
The bond is very strong indeed now for a lot of us. Yeah, it's been magic.
That's what's amazing about our job. Every show you go on, you can meet your people over and over again.
This movie took 18 months to film, and we built some really strong friendships and connections over the course of that, and I think you'll see that on screen.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joblo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.